When I told him that drag queens are much less likely to harm children than some pastors, he lost his shit saying I was a heathen, that his friends were right. Oh man, may I watch too many Andrew Tate videos. Alright, oh, this is a long one. So we've been married for like 3 years and dated for about 2. In total, 5 years of a gay relationship. We're 2 men and have always been 2 men. What? As if you would not be men? What? And I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. What, you think if someone's going to transition? My husband and I have had a rather healthy relationship for the most part. Of course, we have minor arguments every now and then, but what relationship is perfect? In the end, we always resolved them and our affection would continue as normal. This is kind of why I'm really confused about what's going on with us. Why now? I'm a Christian. I know a lot of people don't like the idea of that, but gay Christians do exist. My husband was agnostic, not necessarily an atheist, just wasn't completely on board with any religion, and that's fine. I would have supported him if he found peace in literally anything. He didn't need to become a Christian, and honestly, as selfish as it sounds, I wish he didn't. I know this makes me sound like a terrible person, but he changed so drastically afterwards, and I miss the man he used to be. It was a slow start. He asked me about verses from the Bible. We went to church, he even fasted for Lent. Christmas this year was much more than just presents. I was happy that I had this piece of me to share with him now. I was raised religious and struggled with my identity. If it weren't for other queer Christians, I would have left Christianity. I was glad that I still had these things we could bond over, but it kept ramping up. All of a sudden, he's going to church more than I am, is always carrying a Bible with him, and will randomly cite a verse when we're having political discussions. Notice his views have started to shift toward the right as well. And really recently retweeted someone saying, "Your body, my choice." You're a twink. Women's reproductive rights don't concern you in the slightest. Bro called him a twink. It kept ramping up. He started agreeing with the whole LGB minus the T crowd and started spewing harmful rhetoric about drag queens as if we aren't friends with a bunch of them. When I told him that drag queens are much less likely to harm children than some pastors, he lost his shit saying I was a heathen, that his friends were right. This is the part that caught my attention. What friends? Oh man, may I watch too many Andrew Tate videos. He went down some wrong pipeline. I asked him what he meant by that, and he started backtracking, saying he was tired and that we should go to bed. I was tired, and arguing didn't seem like it'd do us any good right now, so I put a pin in it and we got ready for bed. Our room has a bathroom connected, and we usually keep the door open. He takes a shower and makes sure to lock it, which was weird, but I didn't say anything about it. If he wants to set this boundary down, that's fine, but he could at least communicate it. The next day is Sunday. He's already out of bed, and I'm assuming at church. I get up and got ready, but once I arrived, I realized he wasn't there. That confused me, so after service, I called him asking where he was. He tells me he's in church, but I told him I was here too and didn't see him. He clarifies he means the other church. This is news to me, especially because he never brought it up and still carried our Bible. I told him to send me the address and I'll pick him up so we can get brunch, but he tells me that he doesn't want his friends seeing me. That hurt. I asked him if we could at least meet up, and he said he'll see me at home. After a few hours, he finally comes home. He says we need to talk. I agreed. I wanted to ask him why he didn't want his friends seeing me, and as I opened my mouth to ask the question, he said, "I'm straight." I stared at him for a bit, and he continued to explain that his church helped him realize he wasn't going to see the kingdom of God if he continued living in sin. Like he needed to leave me as soon as possible. He told them about the pastor comment I made last night, and they said that I was a devil trying to lure him away from Christ. He started repeating a lot of the same rhetoric I heard from other Christians growing up, and it really upset me. He even said that I could be saved and that I already had the traditionally masculine look and I just needed to steer away from homosexuality. Bro, you can't be saved if you're a twink, apparently. I feel like I'm in an alternate reality right now, being told by love of my life that I'm a devil that needs to return to Christ because I shut down his homophobic rhetoric. My gay husband is being homophobic. I'm sorry. Now, once in the 5 years we've been together, did he realize he was suddenly straight? It just doesn't work like that. It's not like we're in some other universe where FOMO is a thing. What's FOMO? I can understand the whole like being straight, being with a woman and coming out as gay, because it's like, yeah, a lot of gay people have like a pressure to appear straight, but like who the fuck would fake being gay for years. He would like brainwash himself into being gay. I told him that he needed to leave, and that we could discuss arrangements afterwards. I still want him, I love him, but I have no idea how he could look at me with a straight face and tell me all of that. He started arguing that he didn't want to leave and that we could be friends. So I told him that I wouldn't be friends with a self-hating queer for the life of me. We packed a bag and left. His location shows he's at a random house I've never been to, but I assume some of the churchgoers he's friends with. It's always sus when someone suddenly becomes religious. Always sus. Always sus if you weren't originally religious. Bro, I bet those church people are also fucking gay and they're all just closeted gays and they're all just like fucking mega coping.